Hello, this is Melody, the massage therapist. And a few weeks ago, for my friend Jenna, I made a random tips video with my gentle massage voice. Not quite ASMR, but it's ASMR inspired. So, Jenna, this one's for you, my random tips 2 video. Let's see. This is Frank. I know you can't see Frank. This is Frank. And one of my tips is petting your animal. Did I already tell this one? If I did, I'm sorry to repeat myself. But when you pet your animal, it lowers your blood pressure. And then a lady at church was telling me, Jeannie, this is for you, Jeannie, when you look into your animal's eyes, when you stare into their eyes, it releases endorphins. And smiling releases endorphins. And endorphins are just a natural happy pill. Oh, and I have music playing. I hope you can hear it in the video. It's by Sherry Finzer. Oh my goodness. And she has an accompaniment, but I'm not sure of his name, but I'll have it on a little website. Anyways, random tips. Oh, this is a follow-up. My friend Bonnie had a few questions about my onion. When you put an onion by your bed, she's like, do you water the onion? Nope. I don't water the onion. She goes, do you cut the onion? And I said, I don't cut my onion. But my Aunt Shirley, who told me about this tip, she cuts her onions. And check it out. It's really grown. I need to plant this one and get a new onion to put by my bed so that it absorbs flu germs so that you don't get the flu, hopefully. Hopefully you don't get the flu. So that's my first tip. You don't have to water the onion. You just put it in a bowl. You don't have to cut it. Keep it whole. And you just leave it alone. Oh, my second tip. I met a lady, or is this the third tip? It's really, doesn't matter. Excuse me, my second tip is about drinking hot water. I have this drink I drink with honey and cinnamon and apple cider vinegar and lemon and I drink it every morning. I try to, or later in the day. But if you don't have any of those ingredients, and if you feel like a sore throat is coming on or you're catching a cold, drinking hot water flushes all those germs out of your throat and into your stomach, and the germs can't live in your stomach. But the honey also is a natural antibacterial. But my friend Tacoma, he said it needs to be raw honey, not the processed honey. So I met this older lady. Okay, she's 98 years old. So I met a 98-year-old lady, and I asked her what was her secret to longevity. And she said, I drink 2 glasses of hot water every day, every morning. And that's her little secret. So I'm just sharing that little tip. Another tip is I have a client friend, Wendy, who told me to eat my fruit a half an hour before I eat my other foods. I don't know, must have something to do with the digestive process. Honestly, I must confess, I still have my banana and my Cheerios sometimes, Wendy. I still eat it that way. Yep, I like bananas and my Cheerios. But I do sometimes do it separate. I have a tip. I went to a Super Bowl party yesterday, and my friend Ed, I was sitting beside him, and I said, Ed, if you could tell young people one thing, what would you tell them? And he said, if it's stupid or dangerous, don't do it. Bottom line, if it's stupid or dangerous, don't do it. Thank you, Ed, for that tip. So I was at Symphony Hall on Saturday night, and I don't know all of the symphony's etiquette, but I guess there's the etiquette. Well, let me tell you one thing that I learned on the internet is dressing up is very common for classical and traditional symphonies, and business attire is acceptable for pop series. And some regions are a little more casual. Babies and small children should be left with caregivers. And this is the one I was really considering, was clapping. When do you clap at the symphony? I guess there's movements and there's pieces. The conductor has movements that are part of a piece. So there might be 3 parts to a movement, but it's not the whole series. So if the conductor doesn't turn around or acknowledge the orchestra, don't clap. You clap at the end of a series, not the movement. Another tip is this one I have the actual product. You take Vicks when you have congestion. Besides putting it on your chest and under your nose, you rub the Vicks on the balls of your feet, which is the bottom of your feet right by your toes. So you rub the Vicks on the balls of your feet, and that's where you would, that's the lung area in reflexology, is the balls of your feet, is your lungs. So you rub Vicks on the balls of your feet if you're all congested at night. You do it at night before you go to bed, and you might feel better in the morning from your congestion. Ooh, I have a cough remedy that someone shared with me when I was in a continuing education class for massage. I'm sorry, the Vicks is kind of tingling my nose. So I have a cough remedy, and she swears by it. You take a 1/4 cup of vodka and a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and you put that in the vodka. You boil a 1/4 cup of water with a 1/4 teaspoon of salt or sea salt in water. After it's cooled off, you put the water into the vodka and cayenne pepper mix, and then you add a 1/4 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, and then you gargle with it. And this lady swears that it helps her cough, like it takes your cough away. If you have, as we age, so I've heard, we get broken blood vessels in our eyeball. So if you don't have any drops and you have maybe even bloodshot eyes, you take a little water, dip your clean finger in it. Actually, I have Vicks on my fingers, so I'm not going to show it exactly. But you dip your finger in the water, and then you use your finger like an eyedropper, and you just drop some drops of water into your eyeball. And I would do it 3, 4, 5 times a day, and that helps take away that really red broken blood vessel in your eye. I actually, since I've gotten older, so they say, it's age-related, broken blood vessels in the eyes. And if you catch it right away, because some people, their broken blood vessel lasts for a week, maybe 3, 4, 5 days. And I've noticed if I put water in my eyeball a few times a day, 4, 5, 6 times a day, it's amazing how it clears up within a couple of days. You know how you have the soap dispensers that have the foam, they dispense foam, and you can buy the foam refill, and it's kind of just a liquidy soap, like water, consistency of water. All you have to do is take your regular soap, that's a thicker soap, and you only put like a quarter of the dispenser full of soap, and then you just put water in with it, and you fill it up and you shake it up. And don't get me wrong, the first couple squirts might be the thicker, but eventually it all dissipates, and it's a really easy way to refill your foam dispenser. Oh, calculating mileage. Who was asking me about mileage? A client of mine was asking about how do you calculate mileage. So you calculate, not mileage. How many miles do you get on a tank of gas? Like how many miles per gallon can you get with your car? So you fill up your tank of gas, and you don't, once it stops, don't top off your tank. So you fill up your tank of gas, and you reset your odometer to 0, and then you drive half a tank, 3/4 of a tank, quarter of a tank, however far you like to drive on your tank of gas. Then when you go to refill your tank, you refill it till it automatically stops, and then you see how many gallons you put in your tank, and you see how many miles you've gone, and you divide the you divide the miles by the gallons. So let's say you drove 300 miles and it took 10 gallons of gas. That's 30 miles to the gallon. I hope I made that clear. You divide one into the other. Sometimes you take the miles and you divide it by the gallons of gas it took to fill up your tank. Oh, Kelly and Ryan is the one TV show I love to watch. And they had a tip that you use an old tie to do stretches. Like when they have therapy and you see the therapy with the stretchy bands. If you don't have any stretchy bands, you can use an old tie as your band. It works pretty good. I meant to actually have a tie and I forgot it. Oh, I have tips on how much water to drink in a day per day. I've heard of 3 theories. Probably the most common is you drink a gallon a day in the summertime and a half a gallon a day in the wintertime. And another theory I've heard of is a half an ounce for every pound you weigh a day. And the third theory that is the one that I share with people. I heard from a lady that I met at a birthday party, and she read a book, and the title of the book, I can't remember, but part of the title has thirst in that title. And this book says to drink an ounce of water for every pound you weigh every day. And this book also says the root of all disease is dehydration. So I don't want to set you up for failure. So if you say, oh my gosh, I can't drink an ounce for every pound I weigh every day, I'd be going to the bathroom all day, every day. So tell you what, try drinking half a gallon or half an ounce for every pound you weigh. Or maybe every time you go to the bathroom, you drink another glass of water. And who did I hear this one from? I heard that if you drink a glass of water for every hour that you're awake, it helps lower your blood pressure. Also, that the book about the water thirst, in the title, it says that the root of all disease is dehydration. Honestly, I don't know if all diseases are caused by dehydration, but the lady I'd been chatting with, she'd had acid reflux, and she started drinking enough water every day, and her acid reflux went away. It was so cool. Another tip I have is if you're ever around toys, play with toys. If you go to an office and they have toys in the office, play with people's toys. They're just fun and silly and lighthearted. Oh, Kelly and Ryan, or maybe it was the morning show I listened to on the radio, Matthew and Priscilla, they say to eat your hamburger upside down. Like, you know how the top of the bun is bigger? You turn it over and you eat it the other way. Now I can't remember if it was Kelly and Ryan or Matthew and Priscilla. I guess it doesn't matter. We're all eating our buns, our hamburgers, backwards. Oh, at the party yesterday, there was leftover guacamole. If you have leftover guacamole, in your bowl, you put saran wrap over it, trying to get all the air out of it, and you drizzle some water so that's totally covering the top of the plastic, just like probably 1/4 of an inch of water, and you put it in your fridge, and it totally keeps the guacamole fresh. It doesn't turn brown, but you have to have that plastic saran wrap between your guacamole and your water. Oops, I think I better put this away. Stop playing with it. Oh, this is for young people and any age. When you're moisturizing your face, make sure you moisturize your neck and the upper chest area, because if you don't, the neck ages as well as the face. So you want to keep lotion, coconut oil, whatever you use, on your neck and on your upper chest as well as your face, and also your hands. They age also. Hands age. Now I have coconut oil on my hands. I love using it for my arms and hands too. Do you ever have old wine bottles? Or when I walk, I have found little sample sizes of different alcohols, and you know what? They make a great vase. So you take some wrapping paper, put it around your old bottle, and when you have little flowers, sorry I don't have any flowers right now, you put the flower in the vase and you can give it away as a present. It makes a great vase. Old bottles or old droppers. This had CBD oil in it, so I'm going to reuse it as a cute little vase to give away. Oh, so when my girls were growing up, we took this class called Growing Kids God's Way. And one of the most powerful tips I came away with from that class was when you're playing games, be happy for the winner. Be happy for whoever wins and just enjoy playing games. You can still be competitive and be happy for the other people when they win. I know, that's hard. It's hard to do. But try to be happy for others when they win. Laugh every day. I have a saying, it's just a silly saying. I think it was my friend Chrissy, her brother Johnny used to say this when we were kids. He said, you can pick your nose, you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your friend's nose. I love it. Be kind to yourself. And maybe try not to look in the mirror too much, because guess what? The mirror lies. It's not always kind to us. So if you keep looking out and looking around you, you'll be happier because you're not looking in the mirror so much. Don't look in the mirror. I think that's it for today. I want to thank my friend Jenna again for her encouragement and her kindness to me. And make sure you smile and just smile. Release those endorphins, the natural happy pill. Oh man, I think I may have forgotten some tips, but I think I better go. Have a beautiful day. Be happy. Wait, I'm not going to tell you to be happy. I'm just going to tell you, have a happy day. Bye-bye.